Hi there, the software I'm going to be teaching you today is called Active Customer Manager, and as you could tell from the name, it is a customer manager software, and it's used in the newspaper industry to create accounts for clients, keep track of the client's history, as well as keep track of the interactions that the sales representative may have had with the client. The first thing that I would like to go ahead and show you is how to create a new account into the system. What you could do is either click this icon right here, and what it does, it is to create a new client, or you could just go ahead and go to File and choose New, and that will do the same thing as this little icon right here. I like to use this icon because it does save you just a little bit of time. After you go ahead and click that button, you will see that you will have some fields that will be highlighted in yellow, and what this means that these are the required fields in order for you to go ahead and save this client into the system. The white fields that you do see are optional, but it is best that you go ahead and try to fill this out to the best of your ability, just so that there's more details on the account. For this particular example, just go ahead and use Dr. Martin's Human Resources. After you enter the company name, you could just go ahead and over here in the customer attributes, you could go ahead and pick what type of client they are. We have different ones that you could choose from. The most common ones that we use is classified, which is used for clients who run in the classified section or run in the real estate section. We also use transient, and that's usually for clients who prepay. And we also use retail for clients who run in the body of the paper and they don't prepay, and they usually are not in either the classified or any other special section in the paper. Another commonly one that we use is the prospect type, which is used for clients who has not yet decided to run in the paper. The prospect account is used as a placeholder to make sure the account goes into the sales representative who first initiated the contact with the client. As you as the sales rep can use this in order to keep track of the interactions that you've had with the client for future references. Once you go ahead and pick the prospect account, you will see that other fields will be automatically filled in for you, as far as the category, the status, and as far as the company that is associated with. Next, we'll go ahead and enter the sales rep for here. For me, of course, it will be Relio Michael. And after you pick that, you could just go ahead and click the yes button, and you will see that this will also automatically populate the territory which each sales rep is tied to, as well as their sales team. What you'll need to do next is go ahead and enter the address. For this example, we'll go ahead and use the address at my work. It's 255 Constitution Drive, and the good thing about this is that you don't really need to know the city or the state that it's in, or perhaps this is just so that it's faster for you to go ahead and not have to enter the state or the city. You could just go ahead and enter the zip code. The zip code for Menlo Park, which is the city I work in, is 94025, and as you can see, it will automatically populate it. And the last yellow section that hasn't been filled out is the phone number. We'll go ahead and use the main number at my work, which is 650-391-1000. And after you do that, you could go ahead and click on the diskette right here. You could go ahead and either pick that, or you could go ahead and go to File, Save, and they will do the same thing. Once you do that, you will see that it does generate an account number, which will now be used to tie in with this particular account. Now that we've created an account, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to pull this up without knowing the exact account number, because it might not always be handy. What we're going to do is go ahead and exit out of here, actually close this, and then what we're going to do is put in a % and put human resources, and then another %. I only used human resources because let's say that you only remember the name of the client partially. The % is used as a wildcard, so anything that's in between these two % the system searches for. The more specific that you are when you type in what's in between these signs, the more narrow the search will be. Once you go ahead and enter that, you could go ahead and click on the binoculars icon, or you could go ahead and click File Find. And as you can see here, what pulls up is anything that has human resources in between it. What you will also see is the account that we created earlier, Dr. Martin's human resources. You'll notice that this is the one that we made earlier, because if you scroll down, you will see that the sales rep for this particular account should be your name, and then that's how you'll know that it's the correct one. So if you go ahead and double click that, you will see all the other information that we entered earlier. And if you are the salesperson for this particular account, you can go ahead and click on the contact task, actually on the contact person, and then click on the contact person drop down right here and press add. What you will see is that some of the fields does become yellow. This means that it is required, just as in the previous example that I used. Well, for this one, we'll go ahead and use Daniel Martin as the contact person at the company, and we'll enter a phone number here, which is 650-391-1000. After you go ahead and enter that, you could go ahead and go to the contact person button right here on top, and then click on save, or you could also press F3 as that indicated. Once you do that, this person is now added onto the contacts that is associated with this particular client. You could have as many people here as you talk to in that particular organization. This is important because for you to enter a contact person, because without this you won't be able to put a contact task. If you go onto the contact task tab, this is the tab where you could go ahead and enter the interactions that you had with that particular person. So what you need to do is go ahead and click on contacts right here and go ahead and press add. What you will see here is that some of the fields are again highlighted in yellow, but I should tell you that you should go ahead and fill out the ones that I do show you in this example. So for the contact type, you could choose any of these ones that we do have. The most common ones that we used is either email, face-to-face, or telephone. So let's just say that I had emailed Dr. Martin, and for contacted by, I'll go ahead and choose my name. This could also be anyone who contacted the client, maybe someone from our credit department. It's used all across the board in our company. For the subject, we could just go ahead and put something perhaps like advertising, and action result, which is either a prospect or needs assessment spec as shown. We'll just go ahead and put prospect. And this is why it's important that you go ahead and put a contact person in the previous tab, because without that you won't have anyone to pick from when it comes to time to put who you were in contact with, and then it doesn't let you save it. So we'll just go ahead and pick Daniel Martin, and status is you could pick from different ones. We'll just say that it's in progress. And then in the notes section is where you type in what kind of interaction that you had with them. So let's just say on the subject line you had advertising, so you could put here discuss advertising specials with Dr. Martin. Gave him a rate of $500 for a quarter page. So as you can see, it doesn't have to be anything, you know, too much in depth, but you just want to have something that to refer to, so the next time you call him, perhaps maybe, you know, in a month from now, if he doesn't go ahead and check this quarter page special, you'll be able to see that you did offer him $500 for the quarter page, instead of offering him maybe another rate that might be higher or lower than what you've already quoted him. After you do that, you could go ahead and click on contacts and save, and what you will see is down here is now it is listed as one of the types of contacts that we've had with the client. I'm going to go ahead and show you a client which we have a lot of history with, so it's easier for you to see what's been going on with them and how this actually ties into the whole thing. So we'll go ahead and exit out of here. You can go ahead and click file and then close, and then once you could just go ahead and pick no right here, because what if you pick yes, what it actually does is make changes onto the whole account instead of just what you've done on to the contact task. What I'm going to use is actually the City of East Palo Alto. It's an account that I'm very familiar with. It's actually one of mine. We'll go ahead and enter the account number, and we'll use their binoculars to look for them. And as you see, their account pulls up. It will go ahead and show you the company name, the phone number, and here on the contact person we have two different people that that we have in contact with at the City of East Palo Alto. There's a lady named Dahlia and Manette Warren. And if you go ahead and click onto the contact task tab, you'll go ahead and see what kind of contacts that we've had with them and with who. As you can see, most of this is actually from our credit department. They actually use this as well to keep track of their interactions with them, perhaps payment information, or trying to get billing resolved with them. Another tab I'd like to go ahead and show you is the credit tab. What you will see here is basically a lot of information. What you have over here is their credit limit, and it is possible for a client not to have a credit limit. In order for them to receive a credit limit, they must fill out a credit application, which our credit department first must approve, and then that's when they will determine what kind of credit limit the client will have. You will see the aging periods, which is we go back about 5 months prior. You see that they owe $1,888.50 for the month of January, and then owe $1,732.61 for the month of December. And what happens here is that we'll go ahead and keep track of that for the first 5 months, and then after that it will go in all other orders. What you will also see here is the credit representative, which is the person in our accounting department who takes care of their billing issues. The next tab I'd like to go ahead and show you is the billing tab. Not everybody has a credit limit, as I've said previously, so perhaps if they're a client who always prepays, you as a sales rep might want to go ahead and check to see if they have a credit card on file with us. After you go ahead and pull up their account, you could go ahead and click on the billing tab, and then go down here to define credit cards, and you will see if they have any credit cards on file. As I've shown you earlier, the City of East Palo Alto already has a credit limit with us, so they don't have a credit card on file. But if they did, this is where you would see it. So it comes in handy to make sure that before you go ahead and book the account, to see if they have a credit limit with our company, or if they have a credit card on file with us, and if not, you could go ahead and get that from them before you go ahead and place the ad. And basically that's the gist of how to use Active Customer Manager. Hopefully that's been helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Thanks.